What's going on, all you ghouls, goblins, and warlocks? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com, doing more 31 Days of Horror. Tonight I'm going to be going back to the 90s with a Disney original film from 1998, Halloweentown. So Halloweentown, we have the setup of a family. They're trying to go out on Halloween night. It's like two sisters and a brother. The mom says no. The grandma shows up, played by Debbie Reynolds, to get the daughter's assistance. And the daughter's played by Judith Hoag. If you guys are familiar with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, she played April O'Neil, and she's been in other TV shows and movies, good actress. But she plays the mom, she's saying no to the kids, and the grandma comes, shows up, hey, I need your help. And then the kids follow the grandma on her magical bus back to Halloweentown. So the setup of Halloweentown is not what you would expect when you think of Halloween. You think of, fall, it's kind of gloomy out, leaves falling, chilly. This looked like it was filmed in California. It looked like going to Disneyland in October in California. I've been there a few times. Good time, but it's not really the fall atmosphere that I want for myself or in a movie. They didn't really capture that. It was really sunny out, looked hot there. It didn't feel like a Halloweentown that you would see, like in Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, like Halloweentown like that, really dark and gloomy and scary looking. And that's what I envisioned. So I don't think they really captured the overall feel of a Halloweentown we could relate with, like you would see in the Midwest. With the kids showing up and hanging out with Grandma Debbie Reynolds, she's really fantastic in this movie. Everything she plays in, she really gives it 110%. Definitely really miss her. She passed away not too long ago. Her daughter, Carrie Fisher, also passed away. Debbie Reynolds' granddaughter, obviously being Billie Lourd. And I feel really bad for Billie Lourd losing her mom and grandma like within a few days of each other, so it's really terrible. Debbie Reynolds was an actress for a long time, and she really sells her performance of being a witch, being a grandma. She really has a quirky characteristics that you would want and get from a grandma, very warm and inviting and helpful. And she's showing the kids, the grandkids, how they have these powers. And they set up the villain in the movie. It's Calabar. He shows up. He's like a really quirky looking monster, something you'd see out of Goosebumps. The makeup effects are not really great, or the CGI is not very good when they introduce this guy, but he's basically going to take over the world of humans, because at this point Halloweentown is only a place for all these creatures, vampires, witches, warlocks, goblins, ghouls. They're separated from the world of humans. And he's going to take over where humans live. They'll become united, right? So that's not a bad idea. I don't even know why they're separated, but in the film, that's his overall initiative, and that's what he's going to do. And so that sets up a lot of scenes in the movie where the family, the criminals, have to put their heads together how they're going to stop this guy from his evil doings. And this is very much a Disney movie, very 90s, the fashion, just the overall setting. The characters, the kids in the movie are not very good. They're not good actors. I don't really buy it. It's all the cliche characters we see in movies, especially in Disney. You have the geek, that's the brother. He knows everything, he's super book smart. He's always kind of has the comeback, sarcastic. The older daughter, Marnie, which is kind of a weird name. She's the oldest daughter, probably like 13. And she's the weird one. They keep implying she's super weird, but she's super normal. I don't see anything weird about her. She's like every all-American girl you would see in junior high. So nothing weird about her, so I don't know what was up with that. I thought the brother was a lot goofier and weirder than the older sister, but whatever. And then they have the young daughter, which is Sophie, the young sister. The mayor of the town kept calling her Soapy. It was like really shitty comedy in this movie. But I was watching this with my 5-year-old, so I try to have fun with it for the most part, thinking, watching this as a young kid, it's probably pretty good. But when you're an adult and are really into good horror movies, this is not really a great, memorable movie. So at the rest of the movie, we get introduced a lot of goblins and ghouls and monsters, and it looked like people, actors that put on a mask from Spirit Halloween. And it was not believable as that character or that monster, because their arms were like humans, so it was just like they had a mask on. So if you're going to be a ghoul or a goblin, I would think you'd have green skin and boils and pus coming out. They're really gross. It's just like a mask, but they're supposed to be a goblin or ghoul and a vampire. It was just not good. It was like it was half-assed or not finished. Like, just throw in the mask. You're believable as a goblin, right? You wild ghoul. There was some good characters in the movie that I will say that I liked. The skeleton, he was like the taxi driver. The effects they did on him, it was really believable, moving around like a skeleton and talking. It looked pretty cool. And and real. I guess leading up until the end of the movie, it was anticlimactic. It's kind of predictable, and what happens to the Calabar character. And they do set this up for sequels. I think there's like 2 or 3 other movies. I think the second one has to do with Calabar. So we know what happens to that guy, but the ending is not great. Performances are not good. The kid actors are not very good in this movie. A lot of the monsters don't really hold up or look as good as I remember them back in the 90s. This is aimed for kids. This is a Disney movie. You're not going to have their high production value or costume design as like a big studio or a big network. This is aimed at kids. If you're watching this with your kids, I think they'll have a good time with this, but if you're older audience and adult, I don't think you're going to enjoy this movie as much because it definitely doesn't hold up, and I had a lot of problems with it. It was really cheesy and corny, and I really couldn't get to any of the characters except Debbie Reynolds as the grandma and the witch. I thought she was really great. Everybody else was pretty forgettable and pretty cliche. So that being said, I'm going to give Halloweentown from 1998 a 3 out of 5. Which hair pieces? Whoa! I want to hear from you guys per usual. What did you like about Halloweentown? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out from Halloweentown with all those wild ghouls and goblins. Until the next horror movie review on 31 Days of Horror. Cheers!